everyone. Hope all of you are doing well. My dear friends, my name is Prabhjeetsingh and I work at Leap Scholar as one of the IELTS trainers. Right. And I am the person who is going to help you. And I would make sure that I will make this session highly interactive as well as interesting. Not only that, my dear friends, today I have got a special gift as well for all of you. Okay, which I'm sure all of you are going to learn. So talking about myself, my dear friends, I have got 10 years plus experience in teaching products like IELTS and PTE. And I have been training students both online and offline, and that too nationally and internationally. Right now I'm in India. Okay, so I have been training students at Bangladesh, Abu Dhabi, New Zealand, Australia, Canada, at many of the places, countries, you name it, and I might have already done that. And at Leap Scholar itself, my dear friends, I have delivered more than 1000 results. Correct. Now, why I have been able and how I have been able to do all these things? The reason is very simple. Since I am a passionate trainer, on the top of that, I am certified by IDP, British Council, Cambridge, and Pearson test as well, right? Who are the designers of this test, like IELTS and PT. So they are the Bhagwan of this test, and I am here right at your service to help you in order for your IELTS preparation. All right. So guys, today we will be discussing all about IELTS speaking common topics, that which are the topics you must prepare, be it for part 1, part 2, and part 3. I'm going to throw some light on that. So guys, first of all, let me reveal the fact that what I will be covering today. Right. So my dear friends, we are going to discuss about speaking module in a very extensive manner, right? Where I'm going to cover that how you are given a band score. That's what we are going to discuss. On top of that, my dear friends, I will help you frame the answers in a better manner. So I will be giving you a pro tip, a bonus tip. And lastly, I have 5 top tips with all of you, which you can apply on your D day. That means your speaking day. Correct? And that will make sure that you will get a nice band score. So by the end of this session, you will become a pro in IELTS speaking, right? And that's a promise. Okay, now since many of you are saying that, sir, I am totally new, I would like to share with all of you that there are 4 modules in your IELTS test. The very first one and the easiest one is listening. See, many of you are already getting band 8, 8.5 in your listening. So that's a good thing, right? So those who are new over here, let me inform you that in the very first part of your test, if you're going to take your LRW, your listening will be conducted for 30 minutes, right? Where you are going to get 4 sections and number of questions will be 40 for sure. After that, my dear friends, you are going to face your reading test. Here, the length of the test will be 60 minutes. That means you will be given 3 passages, 3 sections over here in order to deal with 40 questions. Soon after that, you will be writing. Okay, you are going to take your writing test where you are going to again get 60 minutes. There will be 2 tasks, and here you have to combinedly write 400 words. For task 1, it is 150, and for task 2, it is 250. For task 2, it is 250. Okay, and then a day before or after, or maybe a week before or after, my dear friends, you are going to sit for your speaking test. Right now, speaking is conducted for 11 to 14 minutes at max. Here again, you will be having 3 parts, and this will be conducted face to face, right, by a trained examiner. Are you aware of this? That the person who is going to conduct your speaking test is a trained examiner. Talking about the speaking module, since that's the agenda of today's class, and also I would like to know that how many of you have prepared already your listening and reading in a very nice manner, but when it comes to reading and writing and speaking, you feel like this particular creature. Now, what is the reason, guys? Why you think that you feel like this dog, okay, or maybe like this creature when it comes to writing and speaking? More specifically, is there any reason? Sentence formation, very true. It could be the case that before this session you are feeling like Pushparaj, that मैं answer देगा नहीं. You might be like him, मैं answer देगा नहीं. Okay, before this session, exactly at 4 p.m. But you all are going to again become the pro version of Pushpa. After this session, I mean, you all are going to say that मैं चुप रहेगा नहीं. So you are going to get entertained, my dear friends, in the entire session. All right, that's something I can assure, and also it is going to be informative at the same time. Now, what do you think, guys? How will your speaking test conducted? Will it be conducted like this? Like, for example, if these are your examiners, by the way, you will get only one examiner in your speaking test. This is just for fun. So, will your examiner ask you this English bolkar dikhao? And are you going to answer like this? Nice pick. Hi dear, reply me. Oh, attitude. Okay. Bye. I love you. Will this work? Will this work? This is how they conduct IELTS test, and that's how they give you band 9. Do you think so? No, not at all, right? Your examiner will never ask you English bol kar dikhao. And if you will be using these captions, by the way, which we use for our Facebook post, or maybe to simply reply people on WhatsApp, so this is not going to work at all, and that's not the correct signs of getting band 9. So first of all, let's understand the format of the test, right? Let's first of all discuss the format of the test, and then I would love to share with all of you that what are the common topics you can expect in your test. So those who are talking about the sentence formation, you may think a lot. You may think a lot that I'm going to speak this, I'm going to speak in that manner and whatnot. But this may also happen with you. English in your head, right? That let me introduce myself. I am Sardip Derpington. It is a pleasure to meet you. But when you actually speak, you may say, my name is Potato. So this is again very common thing, my dear friends. And this now happens because of lack of practice and confidence. Yes, you all got it right. This happens because of lack of practice as well as confidence. So I will help you to gain that as well. Now, before that, I would love to share the test format. What is the IELTS test like? See, first of all, it is worth noting, my dear friends, that your IELTS will be conducted in 3 parts. Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3. Now, in the very first part, your examiner will be asking you some introductory questions, also known as general questions. Right? Your examiner will be asking you general questions, which can be in the tune of 8 to 10. All right, here, my dear friends, you are supposed to speak 2 to 3 sentences. And since the questions will be related to your hobbies, likes, dislikes, here you can't afford to fumble at all. Don't fumble at all over here. All right. Then in part 2, my dear friends, you will be given 1 minute to prepare. And you have to deliver a speech on a cue card. So you have to speak for 2 minutes. It's also known as a task card. Now, a quick question for all of you, just to test your knowledge. Is it mandatory, my dear friends, to cover all the bullet points given on the cue card? Yes or no? Specifically, not yes, but try to cover it. Okay. Acha, question number 2. Is it mandatory to speak for 2 minutes in part 2? Is it mandatory or not? Exactly. It is mandatory. If you don't speak for 2 minutes, your examiner will not have enough content and will not be able to judge you. Part 3, my dear friends, is known as a discussion phase. Okay, it is a discussion round, and here your examiner will be asking you 4 to 8 questions, right? And here you are supposed to give answers in 3 to 5 sentences. So that's the difference between part 1 and part 2. And here your examiner is looking for your opinion as well. So please make a note of it. Correct? No, you can't go beyond 2 minutes. You can't go beyond 2 minutes, Kaval. If you will exceed the time, your examiner will stop you. He or she would say thank you. That's it. So is this clear with everyone? So guys, see, as far as the questions are concerned, this belongs to part 1. Okay, Saddam, this is part 2, and this is your speaking part 3. So guys, I'm giving you a minute to simply go through the questions roughly in order to grab the knowledge, especially the students, those who are new, that what's the difference between part 1, part 2, and part 3. Yes, the entire test is conducted for 11 to 14 minutes at max. Now guys, how are you judged? How you will be judged in your test? Do you have any idea about that? How will your examiner rate your speaking? You will be judged on 4 parameters. Like many people have a misconception that in order to get band 9 on 9 in speaking, you have to sound like Shashi Tharoor. I'm sure all of you know who is, right? Shashi Tharoor. So you will be judged on 4 parameters. It's not the case that you have to become next Shashi Tharoor of India. Not at all. So you will be judged on fluency and coherence. Okay. You will be also judged on lexical resource. That is just a fancy term for vocabulary. Then grammatical range and accuracy. That are you able to frame simple, compound, and complex sentences or not? and then even your examiner is going to check your pronunciation. So all the parameters are equally important, correct? All the parameters are equally important. So let me simply give you a brief idea of getting band 9 on 9. What are you supposed to do in order to get band 9 on 9, my dear friends, in your IELTS speaking? So here we go. See, in order to get band 9 on 9 in fluency and coherence, you have to speak with rare repetitions, or there has to be rare self-correction. Now, by the term rare, they mean one or even less than that. Also, you have to develop the topic fully and appropriately. Okay. And also, my dear friends, you are supposed to use cohesive devices like moreover, however, on the one hand, on the other hand, not only, but also, firstly, secondly, in conclusion. Now, why are you going to use cohesive devices? In order to sound coherent like native speakers. Because native speakers, whenever they speak or write, they use cohesive devices as well. Clear? Then lexical resource, which means vocabs. Now you must have full flexibility and control over the topic as well as the vocabulary you are going to use. On the top of that, using idioms is must in order to get band 9 on 9, right? For the parameter, which is lexical resource. So that is a must use. Similarly, I just stated that for grammar, you must master various sentence structures like simple, compound, complex, compound, right? And also on the top of that, you have to take care of your tenses. You have to mind them. You have to also take care of parts of speech, specifically prepositions, articles in this case, and active passive as well. Even subject verb agreement. Then, as far as pronunciations are concerned, you have to speak English actually with great intonations. All right. Word stress. On the top of that, please remember that your examiner should be able to understand you. That's what you have to do. So now let's say that if Shahid is going to get band 7, do you know how, guys, how he's going to get band 7? So out of 9, let's say if he gets band 7 for fluency, for lexical resource as well, right? Then for grammar as well. And then let's say that if he gets band 6, so this is an average score, right? This is an average score. This all will be then matriculated and then will be divided by 4. So this is how you get band 7. Now, how many of you think that getting band 9 on 9 is not possible in speaking? This is the result of one of my students, and she got band 9 on 9 in speaking. You can even check out her test date. And many of my students, right, Sejal, are getting band 9 on 9 in speaking. And I have been delivering results at Leap Scholar, right? I just stated, my dear friends, that I have delivered more than 1,000 results at Leap. And out of that, at least 150 students of mine have got band 9 on 9 in speaking. Okay. See, she got 8.5 in listening, 6.5 in writing, 8 in reading, and an overall of band 8. You can rub your eyes if you still can't believe this. You can pinch yourself. But yes, this is a fact. Clear? And if you want, I can also help you to get band 9 on 9. Yes, exactly, Manan. Getting band 7, even band 7 is really a Herculean task, my dear friend. Manan, getting a band 7 is really a Herculean task. But before that, let's discuss the common topics as well. So I'm sure all of you have taken screenshot of this. Have you or have you not? Okay. Now these are some more topics. Click them as well. So these are again some more common topics. Now you can expect these topics in part 1, part 2, or part 3. Correct? So now let's simply check out that how you can form better sentences as far as sentence formation is concerned. Okay. So right now you might be certainly feeling like these students if you are finding the sentence formation very challenging. But if I say that yes, you can simply form better sentences in order to get a better score. Here it is. Here it is how you can do that. So if the question is like this, that tell me once about your family. Tell me about your family. So the common answer over here is that there are 3 members in my family. But you know what, guys? This is something which is very basic, very fundamental. If you will be using this, you are not going to get a good band score. So instead, you can say that in India, a majority of families are nuclear families, and it comprises of 3 members, and my family is no exception. So what do you think, guys? Which one is better? Of course, the next one, the second one. Since it is extensive, if you are going to simply repeat this one, then is it going to help you? I don't think so. That will fall under the category of repetition, which you are surely not ever, never ever recommended to do so. Correct? So try to form better sentences, my dear friends, and this will certainly require some practice. So now it's time for me to share those 5 golden tips with all of you, which is going to help you a lot on your speaking day, right? So first of all, please make a habit of speaking in English every day, at least for 10 minutes. This is tip number 1. Then ask the examiner to repeat the question if you genuinely don't understand it. That is tip number 2. That is tip number 2, but don't overuse this. Then do a 24-hour English warm-up before your test, right? Then 4th one is give full answers. Don't give short answers at all. And enter the examination room, not with swag, not with smag, but with a smile on your face. That's what you have to do, guys. Okay, that is how you are going to get a stellar band score in your test. So thank you so much for joining today's session, my dear friends. I will see you soon with another wonderful masterclass. Till then, please take good care of yourselves. Bye, everyone.